I am driving back to Austin from visiting my folks in Southeast Texas for Thanksgiving, and had a super awesome time. It's always so, my dad always gives me so much crap because I sleep the whole time. I ate pie and I sleep. That's what I do when I go home because my family has a ton of pie, and I just I get comfy, I guess. And I don't have any stress when I'm home, so I just pass smooth out a lot. So I'm feeling super well rested and rejuvenated after a visit home. And I wanted to share some of the, just a really great exercise that you should do to just work on creating the life that you want. You know, I think, I don't know if obsessed is the right word, but I'm definitely very much so oriented towards personal development and just creating the life that I want. I think it's just really fun. I think it's just really fun to realize that you are in control so much of your life, and that you get to create whatever experiences that you want. And if you don't like something, you have full autonomy and capability to change things into a direction that you want in life. And I don't know, I think that process is really fun. I also believe that we're all given this God, my country accent is here, y'all. I think it's really fun to acknowledge these big dreams or big sparks that you've been given, no matter how small or how big they are. That I think that we are all given these little seeds of inspiration that we have the ability to water and grow. So anyway, something that I really like to do is to get into, really embody my future self and act as if some of my story has already happened that hasn't really happened yet. I think that's probably how all the great religions and all the great manifestors in the world operate. You know, they will operate from their future selves. And so I wanted to share a little bit of how that looks for me, because I just jumped on audio recording and I talked about my future as if it already happened. And so saying things like, I will never forget that time when I went home for Thanksgiving in 2024. And whenever I was on my drive home, I made this huge resolve to just be really at ease in my life and have a lot of clarity. And I was excited about money-making opportunities, and I was excited about my future. I was excited about moving my body at a high level, and from there on out, that's what I did. I went home and I got really serious about moving my body. I did yoga every morning and every night, and not just yoga because I had kind of already been in that habit, but I did it in a way where I was really getting to learn the poses and really taking it serious and just valuing the time that I had on my mat to get better at yoga. And I started running more, and that became this really beautiful practice of just doing something hard, but also getting into nature and my social time. You know, I joined a run club or continued running with a run club, and just made really great connections in that community. And so running became this really important thing to me. And I got really consistent with lifting in the gym, and I had already been the most consistent I had ever been. But after that Thanksgiving, I went home to Austin and I just really did it. I got all my numbers just written down and organized, and I made goals around what I wanted to be lifting, and got really good at progressive overload and mind muscle connection, and just kind of a lot of the concepts that athletes are aware of. It just became really fun for me to do that. And then I did the same thing with my horn playing, that, every time I sat down to warm up, it wasn't just like a warm up anymore. I took it really serious, and I made sure I had a metronome on and a drone on, and that I was working on high range and low range and stopped horn and just all the things. Like, I started studying the horn again, and I was really excited about buying a new horn or buying a new bell for the horn that I had. I'm so excited that I did that, and that really pushed me to become even more motivated in my career. And I applied for and won a really big grant, the Ella Cabot Lyman grant, for $50,000 in February of 2025. And I did this big tour, this big mental fitness recital tour, and that produced a grit book, which has been just this huge success. And I'm able to do that with other instruments now. The French horn grit book. I've just compiled stories of resilience of famous horn players. And I also produced these episodes on YouTube. My friend Sav was my videographer and put these beautiful episodes together. And so it's like a documentary of how I did it, basically. And so that was this really big, and then I got going forward from there. I just got paid a lot of money to do these really, really fun mini retreat things at universities and recital and lead mental fitness workshops, and get paid a lot. So that was really fun. And that led to my first retreat, which was just this wild success, so impactful. And the Mental Fitness Growth Collective started through all of that. Started that February of 2025. And all of it was just so thrilling and so exciting. So fitness just became this really big, or I guess movement, because it was also dance. I loved exploring that hobby of dance, and I started going to hip hop dance classes, and then this shuffle headquarters opened up in South Austin, and so I would make trips down there every once in a while, probably like once a month, and took a shuffle class, and that just kind of kept up my love for shuffling. I got better and better at that, and so that was just like a really fun outlet for me too. And so that's how I talk to myself. I just spend time talking about a future that I want to happen, that hasn't happened yet, but the likelihood of that future happening for me is so likely. And if it doesn't happen, it's because it wasn't meant to be. That's the perspective that I take. That I get to create my reality, and if the reality that I want doesn't come to fruition, it's because it wasn't meant to be. And there is something bigger at work here. I work under God's will, and I know that Source, universe, God, whatever is in control of this whole big old beautiful thing has a plan for me, and that I only get to do what is within that plan. And I know that the more that I follow these sparks and enjoy my life, that more of that plan will come to fruition. And I don't ever get mad if something doesn't happen. If something doesn't happen, it means it just wasn't meant for me, and that something better is meant for me, because I do get to create the life that I want. And God just kind of pushes me and shoves me, and sometimes drop kicks me in the way that I'm supposed to go. And I think that's a really beautiful, beautiful process. But try this out. Try this out. If you want to create a life that you think would be thrilling to you, talk about it as if it already happened. Talk about it. Talk about your here now moment as if you were telling a story about how it all unfolded. Where are you now? Right now, you know? You can get off of this video and you can start an audio and just say, I remember when I listened to that video that Rusty Holmes posted, and it really did change my life. It was such this pivotal moment. And from that day forward, this is how I showed up. This is what I started doing. And these are the feelings that I had. And you just call it in. You just call it right into your life. You just call it in exactly what you want. And then when it doesn't go the way that you want, give yourself grace. And you practice compassion. You practice surrender, being at ease, trust in the universe. And it's this beautiful process that just goes on and on and on until you die. Or the opposite. You know, you just respond to whatever life gives you, and it's always reactive, and you always play the victim. And that choice is yours to make. You can create the life that you want to live, or you can react, respond to the life that you were given. Either way, we're all gonna die at the end of it, so you might as well try the more empowered version. You might as well try to come out of it a little bit better. Anyway, I just wanted to share all that. Go forth, be awesome, don't do anything you want to do, chase your damn dreams, and I'll talk to you guys soon.